Boys, we found a box.
What's in the box, Jake?
Box is full of all our old vintage merchandise. We've got mugs, we've got caps, we've got the white box tee, we've got the Let's Get Into It tee, but there is absolutely next to no stock. So there's a handful of items in each size, I think.
We thought all this was gone.
They were our best sellers.
But we actually found a box underneath a bunch of other boxes, and we're ready to sell it.
It was sold out, and then it is back from the grave purely because we found a box. There is I cannot stress, there is next to no items left in each of the sizes. So if there is an item in your size, pick it up because it might be the very last one.
Head to macpac.com.au, grab your order. We've been doing some radio down at Radio Fremantle. That's 107.9 FM. What you're about to hear is what we chatted about there on the weekend.
You can obviously join us live each and every Saturday between 8 to 10 a.m.
But don't worry, because if you missed the episode, you can listen right here in your podcast feed.
Enjoy!
Coming to you live from the studios in Fremantle. The Three Brothers.
I'm feeling fan-freaking-tastic.
Boys! Is this thing on?
I wouldn't have thought so.
Welcome to the best day of the week. It's Saturday.
TGIS.
Turn your radios on. Crank up that dial. Saturdays are for the bro. The weekend's here. You're listening to the Mac Pack on Radio Fremantle 107.9.
Good morning and welcome to the Mac Pack on this fine and stormy Saturday here with Jake and just Joey Boy today.
Yes, just Jake and Joe. No Junior today.
No, Junior Boy. Junior Boy is taking his annual sick leave day. Joey did it 2 weeks ago to make sure that he snuck it in before the financial year.
Of course, you got to sneak it in. You can't accrue that. But yeah, Riley is off sick.
Riley's gone with the same strategy. He's gone, it's EFS next week.
You got to get him. You got to get him done. Yeah,
got to sneak in the sick leave. I might have to do mine. I might have to time mine for next week.
Yeah.
So we can all just bill our 1 day of sick leave.
Yes, coming in sick. You know, Riley, he hit us up yesterday. He came in advance. He goes, boys,
we'd sort of somewhat prepared what we were going to do on the show.
Yeah, and then he got cold feet.
The late omission, boys. Yeah. Boys, scratch all of that. I'm out.
I'm feeling a bit. Bit sicko mode, yeah. Bit sicko mode.
Was there meant to be a lyric there?
No, it went longer than I thought. I thought I just skipped on the first one. Usually Riley does the sound effects, but he's off sick. He's off sicko mode.
So who knows what we're going to have on the cards today. We know no game as well when there's only two of us in the building. We can't
do a game.
We can't play the weekly game.
Well, it would be good for us to get our scores up against him.
That's actually not a bad idea.
But yes, no game. You'll have to wait for next week at 9 a.m. for a big game.
Yes, we do have a big show on the cards regardless of the fact that Junior Boy isn't here. We're going to try and get him on the call. Oh, we'll get him on the phone as well.
On the phone. If he's up, we'll get him on the call.
That'll be the hardest part. The phone call system will be easy to organise.
For sure.
The hardest part will be making sure that he's actually awake.
Yeah, when I was off sick, I was listening. I was up early.
I'd be stunned if he's. I reckon we leave it till very late, but I'd be stunned if he's awake before 10.
Yeah.
So there's a pretty unlikely opportunity for us to be speaking to him at some point in the show.
It brings us back to before he was around. Yeah, this is it. The Jake and Joe show. That's what we are today. And that's what our home videos pre-2003 was, before Riley graced us with his presence.
It's taking us back to 2002.
So we're going to be recapping what it was like, the Jake and Joe show.
Yeah. Let's find out if people like it more as well. It brings a bit of youthful zest. I don't know if we need it. You're listening to the Mac Pack on Radio Freo. Sisters, I don't know if you like dancing. You're listening to the Mac Pack on Radio Freo 107.9.
It's just the Jake and Joe show today. That's right. Riley is no longer with us this morning.
He's dipped. The Mac Pack with 33% less Mac for the second time in 3 weeks.
Yes. Flu season is ripping through the McKenna household right now. I licked Riley when I was sick as a gag. It paid off. I get the limelight a little bit extra this week.
Poor Junior Boy is at home sick. We know that he's not listening because there's been no text message or anything sent through.
No.
Joe was nice enough a couple of weeks ago to send us through a message to say that he was tuning in.
Yeah, I said.
Did you set an alarm to wake up?
No, I just woke up. I just woke up early anyway. I was that excited. Yeah, I sent in a message. I said, boys, we need a bit more zest.
A bit more.
Come on, lift your game. But it is hard with only 2 people. I take it back. That was a good amount of zest given the circumstance.
We are throwing it back to BR before Riley.
Before Riley, yeah. Of course, we're brothers. Riley used to not be alive.
Yes, at least we have the experience of living as exclusive entities. Riley and I have never been the only two brothers that have existed.
Yeah.
We've always had you around to be the punching bag.
Of course.
But we went through quite a period, 6 years. Oh, 6 for me, 4 for you.
4 for me, yeah.
With Junior Boy not being part of the fold.
Yeah, it is crazy. Like, yeah, I know what it's like for him to be not dead, but before that. You know what I mean? We're like, if like, no offense to Riley, but like, I managed for 4 years, so if something bad does happen, I know I could do it again.
Taking a hectic turn at 8:17. How sick is he?
He's acting pretty sick.
Yeah, it's been going on a while. But he is a bit of a dramatic one of the bunch.
Yeah, he is. And he's been like, so when I'm sick, I just take sick leave.
Yeah.
He's been going one day off, one day on. I'm going to go into work today.
Which I think is worse for your case of being sick, because the moment you rock back in, everyone's like, okay, he's no longer sick. And then you can't take the following day off because it's like, what's he doing?
Yeah, on Thursday morning, he woke up. And I was like, okay, he was sick on Tuesday. He seemed to be better tomorrow. He should be fine today. He woke up, he just goes, oh, God, I'm bad today. Oh, I'm getting worse. I am getting worse.
But there's nothing that says you need to work the day.
Yeah, I think he's still worked.
Yeah, I just don't understand. He's taking an interesting tactic to it all.
Yeah, but he wanted the morning to sleep in today.
Yeah, and we're finding that to be true. I'm not sure what time we think he's going to wake up. If you want to get your guesses in on what time Junior Boy is going to get up, 047 30 30 88
Oh, get it in.
I'd be going way after 10 o'clock if I was.
Yeah, I'd be going maybe tomorrow.
If I was a regular punter. We are going to throw it back to 2002 in a moment, Joe Boy. We're going to chat about things that we used to get up to before Junior Boy to celebrate Junior Boy's absence today. Alex Warren, Ella Henderson, carry you home. You're listening to the Mac Pack. It's just the Jake and Joe show today on Radio Free 107.9.
Much like Alex and what would you say?
Ella Henderson.
And Ella. It's just a dynamic duo today.
It is indeed. We are without Junior Boy. Junior Boy is off for crook, redeeming his sick leave before the end of financial year, no doubt.
Yes, it's just the two of us. So we're going to be recapping what it was like. The last time it was just the two of us.
Yeah,
before Riley was born.
Way back in the times before April of 2023. What do we usually get up to, Joe Boy?
Oh, you used to just chill out. I didn't have to go to... I was just kicking off my kindy career. So I was laxing at home. You were off. You were a full-time bloke by that time.
It was kindy part-time.
Kindy was 2 days.
2 days?
Yeah.
That hardly seems worth the hassle.
No. I guess when you're a kid, 2 days
How do you remember it was 2 days? I feel like... In my mind, it went for years. It went for way longer than 2 days.
Well, we went for a whole year, but you only got 2 days away.
Surely not.
No, because remember at the school we went to, it was one kindy. Oh, wait, actually.
Well, I didn't have...
You had a small class.
I had a small... Yes, I had a very small group compared to you. Your group was like quite literally twice as big as ours.
Because Jake was in the infamous year split where they decided to not go by calendar year, but they went from financial year.
Yeah.
Which is an odd thing to do to 4-year-olds, but sure, whatever.
But yeah, we only had, I'd say, maximum like 30 kids.
Right. Maybe
in a whole year group.
Maybe it was. Because we had like half the class went Monday, Wednesday, half the class went Tuesday, Thursday. Yeah. I think Friday was just a big piss up.
Did you? all the kids got on the chalky milk. Did you do a full day?
Full day, yeah, I think so.
Because I think we used to do a lot of half days.
That is a hassle for the parents.
Well, what I'm finding now that I'm...
Would you Uber home?
What I'm finding... I used to be asked to walk, catch the bus. I am finding now, because like obviously we work full-time in actual jobs.
Yeah.
And I live quite near a school. Yeah. So what I'm noticing is, because you get a lot of traffic, the kids get dropped off. Nowadays, it's way later than 8:30. It's like 9 o'clock start.
Good.
And they're finished by 2:30. They're passing my house on their scooters and whatnot at 2:30. Because I went for a run the other day. This is a while ago now, but I had a late lunch and went for a run instead. And I was running. I was running at 2:30, and I didn't realise that school had finished. I'm just dodging and weaving scooters and young people riding their little bikes around. School's finished. 2:30.
Good on them.
It seems
they must have unionised.
Seems very lax. What time are you having lunch if you're finishing at 2:30?
And I don't know if it's just like because I was a kid, but I feel like lunch was like the longest thing ever.
Our lunch at primary school...
I feel like it was like an hour and a half.
Our lunch at primary school used to go for 50 minutes, which is like unheard of.
Because in high school, lunch and recess 30 minutes.
Yeah. And I think now at the same primary school it is only 30 minutes. But at the time, 50 minutes, that is a mammoth period.
You'd come back and you'd be like, I don't know if I even remember reading. I don't know if I can do that. I've been on holiday for so long.
That's the best time. And then realistically, you get an hour and a half off every day. And you're only there from, 8:30 to 3?
Yeah. And then
It's a long
occasionally
time.
you're just colouring in.
No,
It is funny. In term 4, I feel like you just do a lot of we went to Catholic school or whatever. Just a lot of colouring in Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of my education was spent making
Decorating.
Christmas decorations, which sure, it's a big deal, but
Arts and crafts.
it doesn't come up that much now.
You don't get to high school and you're like, okay, I don't know how to count, but all right, chuck us that Christmas tree. I can colour that.
I think that was the biggest culture shock going to high school. Was okay, it's term 4. So I know we usually do chem now, but
Should we do 6
should we
weeks?
be doing chemistry? What about Christmas tree? Shouldn't we be doing that?
That's a good shout. We also you used to play a lot of PlayStation. We get the FIFA
gotta
machine out. Play a lot of Pac-Man.
Pac-Man, brilliant.
Simulator.
Yes.
All the PlayStation 1 games from way back.
Spyro.
Yes.
They're all about.
Toy Story. But FIFA used to get a huge run, and the FIFA soundtrack has always been mammoth in my mind.
Yes.
And this song in particular, vividly remember it being on I think it must have been 2000 I want to say either 2001 or 2004.
Okay. That's edging into Riley
The
territory.
soundtrack. I reckon it's 2001. This one just takes you right back to that very moment. Saturday mornings, you get the PS1 out, you play FIFA with the Caesar Palace. Jerk it out. You're listening to the Mac Back on Radio Free.
All I really need is a little
Shabuzi.
something bring me back to the middle.
With good news, you're listening to the Mac Back on Radio Free.
Need is a little
107.9. Without Junior Boy today, he's taking his sick leave, sneaking it in before the end of financial year. And we're currently asking, when is a co-worker taking your leftovers?
Yes, I've found this one. This is a lovely curly one that flew across my desk this week.
The
It's
curly
coming
one that threw
from-
across your desk.
Yes.
A bit like a boomerang. You didn't know which way it was
Yeah.
coming.
It comes from our dear friends on the subreddit Oscorp, who has brought some quality material
Oscorp's making
here
me nervous.
before. Oscorp, a lot of it is people complaining about their jobs,
Okay.
but occasionally you get a quirky one.
Do
where
you,
it's,
do you get on there, bitch about your job? Is that how you find yourself on Oscorp?
No, I like to just read. I like to read.
Just find out why you're so lucky.
yeah,
It's a bit of a
yeah. I
gratitude.
didn't have to deal with this.
It's a
stuff.
gratitude read.
yeah. Makes you appreciate. I'm at the office. I'm thinking this could be going better. Read the Oscorp.
Could be going
This
worse.
could be going worse. Everyone, I love you. Everyone, I just stand up occasionally. Everyone, I just want to know I love them. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, guys. All right, this is co-worker asked for my leftovers. This is the little dilemma. They went out for
Asked for.
asked for.
Okay,
yeah.
that's better than just the odd pinchy pinch.
Yeah, so they went out to grab a palmy, a pub lunch. I
Okay.
love it. The guy didn't finish. His co-worker says to him, if you're not going to take that to go, can I?
Oh, that's weird. No, that's not what I thought was happening. Okay, right. I thought it was like you've brought lunch in.
Oh, in the fridge.
Yeah, and someone else is just eating it.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't understand how that. When you're a kid, you see in sitcoms or whatever, and it's like, it's like they have some friends. Someone just keeps on taking Ross's sandwich.
Yeah. In what
What
world?
is wrong with you? Does that actually happen?
Are
I've
you
thought
not-
about it.
I had what pinching someone else's lunch.
Just it would just be. It's so unfathomable to me.
Where I work, I'm often the only one that brings lunch in. There's a few people who do, but very rarely is it in the fridge. And so I'm often putting the only meal in the fridge. And I'm like, well, you'd be pretty ballsy to accidentally
take
pinch
it,
the
yeah.
only meal. Because all you have to remember is, did I bring food
Yeah.
in? The answer is no. Then don't open the fridge in the first place.
I actually got close ones because I brought in, just like stir fry or whatever.
Yeah. With your little cubes, your little styrofoams?
I think it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gotta be. And then it was in the fridge, and then I walked past a guy on my team, and he was
necking it.
he was the exact same Tupperware,
Oh.
and I was like,
He slapped it out of his hand.
that dude ate my lunch. Like what? I'm like, I was a little bit excited. I was like, this has finally happened to me. I'm finally posting Oscorp about this, and I was literally like. Because I was like, what the hell? He took my lunch.
Did you say this
Like
to
a
him?
schoolyard bully.
Did you say something?
No, I didn't say. I went to check.
Yeah,
and
you
it would
always check. Smartest thing. You got to cool heads prevail in that situation. Because if you just walk over and slap
slammed
his lunch-
head into it. You like it now, buddy? It turns out we just had similar Tupperware, and we both had stir fry. It's a pretty common meal, I guess.
Pretty common
Yeah.
assault, I guess.
But this one is a curly one. Someone's gone out for a palmy,
Yeah.
I think a palmy's not really something honest. I guess they're not biting it. Oh, I was imagining that it would have bites out of it.
Yeah,
I haven't had
a burger.
I haven't eaten a palmy in a long time. But I was imagining my scenario. I was like, imagine this. You're out for a lovely meal with your friends. You're having a lovely work lunch, you know. I'll set the scene.
I'm Papa Spaghetti.
This is the highest quality I can find.
You're kidding.
But no, you're having a great fun. And then someone wants to grab your spaghetti to go. There was one comment in here which was insane. It said they went to get food. The place they were going didn't do. Yeah, we went to get food where we all got shared plates. Shared plates, I think, taking leftovers is fine. You're all sharing anyway.
Yeah.
One of my colleagues wanted to take the leftovers, but they didn't do takeaway containers. So she went to 7-Eleven and got Slurpee cups.
No
and
way.
was just tipping it in. Just a Slurpee cup. Of like dim sum or whatever. Oh, there's a bit of entree on that. Just tip it in. I'm going to get home and put it in the NutriBullet anyways. It doesn't matter. So we're asking, would you eat your co-workers' leftovers? Let us know.
Ricky Lee with Sunshine. You're listening to the Mac Back on Radio Freo 107.9 this week with 33% less. Mac, as Junior Boy, is taking his annual sick day.
Yes, he's off sick and we've been barreling ahead without him.
Yeah, you may have signed his own redundancy.
Yeah, Mum just let us know. Great banter. Full cap's great. Thank you, Mummy.
We are currently asking the question, when did you take your co-workers would you take your co-workers' leftovers? I'm answering it as when would you take
When
your
would you?
co-workers-
Okay, yeah.
Because
It'll definitely happen. It's just a matter of time.
Because I've done it in the past. I'm one of these people.
You're out for lunch and you grab... It's not stealing someone's food, it's asking for their leftovers.
Well, this is way back at the cinema complex that you and I used to work at, and we had a big freezer because it was a bit more of a, I don't know, it was a bit more of a lax setup, and people wouldn't necessarily just bring food for that day.
Yeah.
Some people would go and buy. I would do it on occasion.
Oh, yeah, you'd buy nuggets that you could cook up later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they're in an industrial freezer.
Yeah, so you would go.
They
and-
might still be there and probably good.
You'd basically go and do like your weekly shop and then leave it all in the freezer, knowing that if you were going to work for a bit over the next month, you didn't have to think about
Yeah,
food.
exactly.
One day the shop was obviously closed and I took the liberty to pinch someone else's nuggets. And I used to do it a fair bit, but I just skim off the top. Because
Yeah,
if it was like a packet of chips, they don't need 100% of the chips. So I can take 15% of the chips.
They're
No
not weighing it. It's not the shit.
And the smartest thing to do, if there's a couple of different brands of chips in there, just take a
Mix.
take a little bit off the
Mix
top
that.
of all of
Yeah.
them, right?
Variety pack.
No one's going to know. And then I must have got, I don't know,
Flew too close to the sun.
yeah, heavy as the crown. And I accidentally took someone's, like all of their nuggets, or a whole pizza once. I think I pinched someone's
Okay,
slice.
so you stole. That's not even related to the other thing you were talking about. You told a story about kind of taking one chip, and now you said, and also I stole.
I think it was
pizza.
the nuggets, but then word got out that I had been doing a little bit of this.
thieving.
A little bit of this strategy. And I remember walking up the next week and everyone's like, oi, and whatever you do, don't leave any of your food in the freezer because Jake's on tonight,
Jake's got it.
so make
Ooh.
sure you take it.
That's a life of crime catching up with you. We went out to the text line to see if any other degenerates out there would steal someone else's leftovers. We got one. It says, I have chickens, so often I ask for the leftovers for the chooks.
Okay.
That's a great cover-up if you want to eat someone's food, but you don't want to look weird. I've got the chooks will love this.
It's different. So, like, what I used to do, at least the food was clean and untouched. It was still in its
Yeah.
original packaging. I wouldn't feel safe asking for someone else's leftovers to have for lunch the next day.
Yeah.
Why don't you just kiss them right then and there?
yeah.
You weirdo.
A French fries for a French kiss. And this is my favourite one that came in.
Huge.
I was once nibbling
Nibbling.
the crumbing off my prawn cutlet tails at work. You know, you get a little prawn thing. or whatever.
The word nibbling should be reserved for 3-year-olds.
Have a little taste.
You shouldn't be able to legally drive and nibble. I don't think.
He says, another dude just reached out, picked up the tails, and sucked the meat out of them.
Okay, that's saucy.
He told me they were the best bits.
of the nibble.
Yeah,
the
no, so you know when you eat a
bits.
prawn,
Right.
yeah, there's a little bit of the tail.
Yeah.
And unless you've got the good technique of peeling it off,
Right.
a little bit stuck in. He's grabbed them.
That's
I'll
enough.
have that bit.
That's
It's my
enough.
favourite.
That's enough
It's not the
of that bit.
favourite. It's the worst bit.
Yeah, and it's
the
someone
arse.
but also not only is it the arse, it's someone else has licked out the arse
Yeah,
first, and now
yeah.
you're licking out the arse as well.
The guy eating the meal didn't want that bit. And it's so small that it's not like, oh, I'm starving.
No, it's
I gotta have the prawn tail.
it's quite literally the dregs. Oh my goodness, people are disgusting.
I would draw the line at if it's a mixed plate, because once it's on someone's own plate, it's too close to what's going on with everything else.
Yeah.
You can't have it. Mixed plate, share plate, whatever, take it. If it's on my plate,
That's my food.
take it for the at least tell me you're taking it for the chooks.
Just let me have.
Just
peace
let
of
me
mind.
be like, it's just going to the chooks. He's not eating
my
my
leftover.
soggy food.
Zed Sheeran with Sapphire. You're listening to the Mac Back on Radio Frio 107.9. Jake, Joe, and Junior Boy are meant to be in the studio to get your weekend underway. Junior Boy's having a sick day. And I've just returned from New Zealand.
Oh, the big trip. How'd it go?
The big trip. It went really well. Thank you, Joey Boy. It went well until we were on our way home.
Oh.
And then we pulled up. We were flying from Queensland back to Brisbane, and then from
Vegas.
Yeah, and then Brisbane to Perth. First time I've ever been to Brisbane. Shout out to anyone who lives in Brisbane. I don't think I'll be back. I didn't enjoy my time there. I wasn't there for very long, understandably. I was only there for the airport trip. But not much fun it was had at all.
What went down at the Brisbane airport?
Well, I could tell you the story myself, but I thought, why not let 7 News tell you?
Okay.
instead?
Boys, 5 years of the pod coming up, so it's time for a performance review.
You bloody betcha, Jake. It's been too long.
It's been too long. Who's the boss? Who's telling us what we're doing?
Well, we don't have bosses here at the MacPack. You are the only stakeholder listening. So we want to throw the thing open to you. We've made a Google form with a few questions in there.
It's anonymous.
It's completely anonymous. So whether that is a good thing or a bad thing, we'll work out after the first few come through. But it does mean no matter what you put in there, we'll never know who put anything in there. We want to hear your favourite things about the pod, your least favourite things about the pod, the things you want more of, the new ideas that you might have.
Yes.
It's all open for you guys.
Link in bio, link in show notes. Hit us up.
Repairs are being carried out today on a Qantas plane that was damaged when it slammed into an airbridge at Brisbane Airport. The aircraft was pulling up at the international terminal after arriving from Queenstown when the collision occurred. The windscreen was smashed and shattered. No one was hurt and passengers left the Boeing via the stairs.
Great read.
And I was one of those said
You were a
passengers.
passenger. You were on the news.
I was said passengers who had to leave via the stairs.
The stairs, slumming it on the stairs after so you were in a plane crash.
Well, I guess you could say
Plane
I was-
crash survivor.
I guess you could say I was. Yeah, not many plane crashes.
If you were in a
take
car and you drove into something and smashed your windshield,
place. Yeah,
how would you describe that?
yeah. I guess
It's
it's.
a bit of a car crash.
I guess it was a car crash.
Is that
So
a plane crash when it's not in the air?
it's still a plane.
Still a plane crash.
It's
If a car was flying,
it's,
it's still a car crash. It's insane.
I guess you're right. So yeah, I was. I guess in a plane crash. It was on the floor, and it was.
You're a hero.
I did.
When are you going
nothing.
to start doing resilience chats?
Oh gosh.
Surviving the plane crash. I survived. I'm the sole survivor. Others were there as well. We had many sole survivors.
I'm just the only one that had a soul. But yeah, we pulled up, and then we were about to. We actually everything was ticked off. Stand up, grab your bags, do all that. No
easy.
worries. Did it. Pulled the bags off. Ready to go. Ready to leave the plane. We're actually at the very end. We couldn't have been further away from the front. So
Yeah.
I was probably in the safest position possible.
Yeah, away from the windshield.
Yeah. And then, out of nowhere, the plane just started to rattle. A bit like the driver hadn't pulled the old handbrake on.
Do they have handbrakes? Who knows?
And then I turned around and looked at a few of the stewardesses, and when they look puzzled, that's when you know this is
Yeah.
not common occurrence.
Not good.
And they went, "Oh, never seen that before." And, that's not a sentence you want to hear. I don't think ever.
Yeah, it's like if you were talking to a lion tamer and he was like, "Oh no, things are not going well." Could be lion related.
could be line related. But essentially, then the captain comes over the speaker, gives it a bit up.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, we've just had a bit of a thing take place up here. Just give us a moment. And you're like,
Horrible update.
well, yeah,
I'm a lot
I know
more worried.
I know less, but I also have more fear. 5 minutes later passes. Hey guys, the update on what's going on up the front here. It's probably going to take a little while than we first initially thought. They've smacked the aeroplane thing into the window. I might just get everyone just to sit back down in their chairs. You don't have to put your seatbelts on, but just sit back down in your chairs while we get this one sorted. And
This guy...
Okay, we seem like things are going worse pretty quickly.
I'm glad that this was a small-scale issue.
And then the third
Because
one...
imagine if you were going down and that guy came over with that much comment. Oh, guys, gravity seems to be maybe winning this one. I'm going to try my best, but not confident about this. Good luck to me. I'll be flying.
If I was a betting man, I'd be cashing out. And then the third time he comes up, apologies, guys. This is taking quite a bit longer than we had originally thought. What I will get you to do is I'll chuck the lights back on to put your seatbelts back on because we'll be doing a little bit of reversing. And then you're like, okay, sick. So now how long are we back on here?
I feel like reversing a plane must be tricky. There's no mirrors.
I feel like flying the thing would be tricky. But again, my thoughts on the whole concept is like, the dude has done a great job flying us from Queenstown to Brisbane.
That's the hard bit.
And it was
and
like,
landed.
Yeah, no worries. It gets there. That's when the crash occurs. You must be sitting there being like, mate, as if you've crashed the thing. If only you're in my position. Well, thank God you're not in my position, actually, because then we'd have bigger issues than that.
So you're a plane crash survivor. I love it. You're a hero.
But I was also sort of in the news. So we're asking the question on 047 30 30. When were you sort of in the news? We'll hear the best ones coming up next. You are listening to the Mac Pack this week with 33% less Mac on Radio Freo 107.9. You're listening to the Mac Pack on Radio Freo 107.9.
Jake was talking about when he was in a plane crash last week and he was in the news. It's not the one you're thinking of.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we are asking the question, when were you sorta in the news? Because on my way back from Queenstown last week, we landed in Brisbane and some punter just seemed to smash the windshield.
So it was the stair driver's fault.
Yes, absolutely it was. Yeah.
Imagine that.
Imagine being the pilot. You
So
just
it was a
watch
stair crash.
Imagine, yeah, yes. Imagine just watching as the pilot, just watching the windshield get caved.
Well,
in
he's
by
lucky he
some-
didn't get like decapitated by the stairs.
Yeah, surely you're watching it happen. You're like, whoa, 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 whoa.
He's like, okay, if everyone, you're gonna have to come through and crawl through the window.
So we are asking the question: when did you sorta become part of the news?
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you brought this up because I was sort of in a pretty big headline this Thursday.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
You yourself?
Yeah, I was.
Right.
I was. It's
Man
a pretty
steals woman's lunch out of the fridge.
Man eats prawn cocktails the weird way. Look, I don't want to, again, I hate like coming on air and bragging. I don't like to do that. But when you ask the question, I come with the answer. Yeah, my name was up in lights for sure.
Huge.
I was
Congrats.
up in a statistic. I made into a statistic.
Oh, okay.
Can you believe it?
Huge.
I can you believe it? WA, where we live,
That's
Western
us.
Australia, where all our listeners live, unless you're listening on demand.
Yeah.
Send us in where you live.
Literal
Address, latitude, longitude, whatever. Send it in. WA, the fastest growing state or territory as population tips over 3 million. Hit the celebration. That's right. We made it. At the end of last year, we hit 3,008,697 people. If you listen to this, take a bow.
You're one
We've
of them.
done it. We've done it. Ever since I was a kid, people would say, how many people live in WA? I would say 2 million. Thought it was pretty accurate. But now it's incorrect. I'll be rounding that up to 3 million. Everyone remember this.
Because we will be bringing it up.
We got 3 million people. Someone says, WA's tiny. How many people live there? It's massive, but how many people live there?
3 million. That
3
seems
million.
like a lot.
It does,
seem like
yeah.
a lot.
It does.
We also got one in. This has actually come from me. This is a friend of mine. Ross Lyon. Do you remember Ross Lyon? The current coach of
the current coach of St Kilda.
Now, he was in the news for all the wrong reasons, essentially, when he got fired from his job. He got sacked from coaching Fremantle many moons ago.
Ooh.
But a mate of mine happened to be... Because they did the presser. His exit presser down at like Fremantle Oval. Because like, I used to play footy there. It was like the local... We used to play against...
The East Freo one?
We used to play against East Fremantle. But it wasn't like the East Fremantle Oval that you would know from Waffle, right? This is like their local hub. This is where like the under-10s play,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
And for whatever reason, that's where they teed up. We're going to have this exit press conference with you, Ross.
Just like how you're getting fired and then you have to do a press conference about it.
Yeah. And
Imagine if when we get fired,
we have to speak.
when you're
to
on the
them
news,
about-
what do you think about getting fired? Not happy about
Yeah,
it.
Not stoked.
Like, what do you...
What do you think?
What do you
the
think my answer is?
Pumped. But a mate of mine happened to be driving past the press
Yeah.
as it took place. And because Ross is quite a beloved person,
Yeah, he's
I
a
don't- I
character.
don't think many people wanted him to get sacked, with all due respect. And so when he did get sacked, it was quite, there was a bit of an uproar.
I do feel like with that, people, if the team's not doing well, it's get rid of the coach, get rid of the coach. And as soon as
they
they
get
fire
rid of
him,
him,
you guys are heartless.
Yeah.
How could you do that to my man?
And so Ross is standing there. I tried to find the audio. I couldn't find the audio, but
That's fine.
Ross is taking
Don't
part.
beat yourself up, man.
Ross is taking part in the press conference.
Cool.
And a mate of mine goes past and just yells out, "We love you, Ross!" in his car. And it was audible enough that
Brilliant.
the news could hear it.
Ross could hear
Ross
it.
heard it and then went back and went, "Thanks so much. Really enjoyed the support of the Fremantle
That's
support."
what you need. That's what you need.
Exactly.
It would be funny. He's not a free supporter. He's just a guy that
he's
loves
just a-
him.
he's
Yeah, I've
just a
seen him
Ross
at the
fan.
coffee shop.
He's just the Ross fan.
Good dude.
He's Ross's neighbour.
Ross got a big game tonight. Saturday night footy up against the Pies down at Marvel Stadium. Tune in.
The Beach Boys with Good Vibrations. You're listening to the Mac Back on Radio Free 107.9.
Yes, the Beach Boys. Obviously, some very sad news about the Beach Boys in the past couple of weeks.
It's winter.
It's winter.
So they can't vacate.
Surf is not up.
Oh, grim.
No, the sad news was, of course, Brian Wilson, the founding member and leading brother
Okay.
of the Beach Boys. They were brothers and
I'm
cousins.
nervous about this next sentence.
He sadly passed away.
Okay.
Hence the tribute.
Uh,
Good Vibrations.
My joke about it being bad weather is quite overshot.
It is bad, brother.
It is
It's the
bad
middle of
weather.
winter.
Yeah, fair.
Good Vibrations, one of my all-time favorite songs. Some facts about the song. Why not?
Okay,
Why
yeah,
not?
absolutely.
This song was made in the 60s. It cost $50,000 to produce and took over 6 months.
Just that one song.
Yeah, because they were in the studio.
It's very repetitive.
It's actually has a lot of different elements to it,
Okay.
and the marvelous creation of the Brian Wilson's
Okay.
mind. But it's a great song. It's a song, like when you grow up, there are songs that you just kind of always knew, and Good Vibrations
Yeah,
is one
that's
of those
true.
songs
Yes,
for me.
absolutely.
It's like I can't remember a time I didn't know Good Vibrations.
I couldn't tell you who it was from without reading it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I would say it's from The Good Guys.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to talk about. So I wanted to say, obviously, thank you for the Beach Boys for writing such fantastic music. But I wanted to say a quick thank you to the Good Guys for introducing them to me with their hit ad, The Good Guys Good Vibration Parody.
Come in and see the good guys. Pay cash and we'll slash.
So good. I thought they made this song up when I was a kid.
So did I. Did it take them 6 months or $50,000?
yeah.
Probably took them more.
Yeah, I mean, inflation. Inflation. But it made me think about, you don't really see great parody song ads anymore.
No, bring them back.
I love it. A lot of them, they get whatever. It's just an ad, bit of voiceover, some song that they're paid to play. You need to be making the lyrics about your shop.
Yeah, that's true.
Why are you playing a song if it's not people singing about your shop?
That's
And like the Good Guys song, like they haven't played that ad, I don't think, for like 10
I would
years.
have no idea when the last time that ad aired
Yeah.
with that music.
It's so good. And it's also like the song, it's been a hit for 50 years.
yeah. And
I'm
now
sure it's not going to go out of fashion.
it's going to get a second revival by the
Yes.
Good Guys.
And that wasn't the only Beach Boys song that I was introduced to as a child.
Oh, you?
Through the wonder of marketing and advertising via television. It was also another one. And these are still to this day two of my favourite songs. Not
Yeah, okay.
not the ad version, the real song. But this one, of course, another Beach Boys classic.
Wouldn't it be nice if the world was cat-free?
Oh.
Roads and trees and birds and bees.
Again,
Wouldn't
did,
it
did not
be
know,
nice?
Did not know it was a Beach Boys song. Thought it was a Cadbury song.
You thought it was a Cadbury song,
Thought it
exactly.
was the
guys.
Cadbury anthem.
Because I
thought
said
you walk into Cadbury and they sing that to you.
it's the perfect way to do an ad because you go, okay, this song when it came out in the 60s,
Yes.
was a classic.
Yes.
I want to sell chocolate to people who are alive today.
It's
They don't know about
it's
the
a
Beach
great
Boys.
strategy.
The song is still a hit. It's been proven.
Yeah.
I can trick people into thinking that the Cadbury marketing team
Come up with this
wrote two
genius-
of the greatest songs of all time.
Do you think there'll be one in the future? Let's say it's 50 to 60 years time, and Sicko Mode's
Sicko Mode,
Sicko Mode's
yeah,
doing
it's like Neurophone. Are you Sicko Mode? yeah, I'm in love with who I am. That's a great idea. I just think parody. I mean, you pick a banger. Everyone already loves the song. Everybody already knows the song.
Yeah.
even like the one they're doing now with the Fleetwood Mac, right?
Yes.
Just change the words to be about whatever car. Because that's the thing. We did this in one of the games.
Oh,
We knew that was a car ad song. We could not. It was for Isuzu or something, right?
Yeah.
If it was like, just put Isuzu in the song, and then everyone would know that it's about that.
That's very true.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just what I wanted to talk about. Yeah. But we'll let Brian Wilson take it away with his own version of the Cadbury song.
Sounds good. Hit us with it, Joey. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if the world was Cadbury?
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be absolutely lovely?
Chet Baker, Trouble With Us. You're listening to the Mac Back on Radio Freo 107.9. This week with 33% less Mac. As Junior Boy is taking a sick week. So it's just the Jake and Joe show.
Yes, he's taking a sick day and a sleep in, it seems. He hasn't been blowing up the text line just yet.
No, but we have had a few people guess when he was waking up, and a lot of people were saying like well after 10:30.
Yeah.
We're getting 11
Good
o'clock.
call, yep.
We're getting 10:20s. Like no
10:01.
one said before 9:30. So at this point, we're assuming he'll wake up pretty soon. Before then, Joey, we've got a bit of a tale about
Mr. 305.
Oh,
Mr. 305.
Mr. 305.
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr.
Mr.
Worldwide.
Darling.
Mr. Darling.
You got the story about 3 blokes.
Mr. 305. Darling.
Darling.
Is that you just
Mr.
edited them all
Worldwide.
into one clip?
Mr. Worldwide.
Darling, I never
Over
heard that
in
one.
London, Mr.
Mr. Worldwide.
is currently touring. He's doing a few
Okay,
shows.
yeah. Where's he touring?
In London.
No, but where else is he going? You don't just tour one city.
He's going everywhere, man. He's not an idiot.
He's going where?
He's
He's going...
Mr. 305. Mr. Worldwide.
He's going worldwide with it.
There we go. He's going darling.
And what people are doing at the moment, Joe, I don't know if you are familiar, but all of these punters who are going to his shows are dressing up as...
Mr. Worldwide.
They love it.
That's Darley himself.
Darling.
I've never heard that one.
Neither had I. But all these punters, they reckon there's like 20,000, 30,000 people going to his shows, and at least like 1,000 people at every gig are dressing up there, putting on
a
goatee,
bald cap.
putting on the bald cap, and they're coming as Mr.
Mr. Worldwide.
That is so good.
It must be pretty hectic to watch it all.
I think
take
people...
place.
He's interesting because he has such a distinct look.
Yes.
But if I saw him, I wouldn't know it was him.
No.
Like, it's when you see those people, like, obviously, but like, it's also just a thing that like a lot of dudes kind of look like.
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
I love it.
Because it is a little bit like everyone's dressing up, sort of looking a bit like me at the moment.
Yeah.
As part of that, I got a little goat.
goatee, yeah.
And I often wear my ball cap. Could you imagine being Mr. Worldwide, looking out? You're just playing a bit of fireball. When you're looking out, you're watching 1,000 people who look exactly like you dancing back.
I like it. I like this whole trend of dressing up like the person who's doing the concert.
I think it's fantastic.
I think
great.
it's funny. It was a little bit where I was like, this is a little weird, but now it's come full circle where I'm like, everyone should do it.
And
Like,
if they look a certain way, if they have a bit
they
of
have
an
a distinct
iconic
look,
look,
yeah.
a bit like,
Mr. Worldwide.
then of course you should be doing it.
yeah.
But I think if you just like look like a normal person,
And I think if you've got your Pitbull costume, I mean, like, now you're going to a different concert. Bust it out again.
yep,
I mean, people love Darley.
yep. I'm gonna just dress up as Mr. Worldwide when I'm just heading through Freo.
Be a good. It's a good time to like commit a crime
Oh, when you dress up as people,
because then it's like he was dressed up like Pitbull. Like, yeah, everyone is. It's Pitbull Day.
it's
We're here in London and Pitbull's here. Of course, everyone's dressed up like Pitbull. I'm sorry that he stole your car.
we love it. So we want to hear from you guys on 047 30 30 880. Would you dress up
It's
as?
Pitbull.
Mr. Worldwide.
And what other dress ups? What other iconic dress
Iconic
ups
dress
do you
ups.
take part in? We've talked about a few over the last few weeks. What was that? Gracie Abrams, was that her name? All the girls are dressing up as
Yeah,
her.
with
That's way less fun than dressing
Mr.
up as Mr.
Worldwide.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, get in contact. We want to hear from you. Who would you dress up as? I think Mr. Worldwide would be number one. Maxine Nightingale with right back where we started from. You're listening to the Mac Back on Radio Freo 107. Of course.
That was a big request that came into us on Thursday night watching the footy, and Dad was reminiscing about some bangers from his youth.
Old school hits.
And he said, you got to play it. You got to play.
Maxine Nightingale. She could be sat across from me. I wouldn't know what she looks like.
Yeah, me neither. Great song, though.
Great song.
Thanks, Pops. And then we were like, Dad, what time do you usually get up? We got to play it at the end of the show so you hear it.
And lucky we didn't take any requests from Riley because he's still not up. We were asking the question beforehand, what sort of punters as a punter, what would you dress up as if you were to go to a gig? Would you dress up as
Maxine Nightingale, of course. You got to come with her iconic look. We all know. I'm not even going to describe it. We all are thinking about it.
Is she still with us, Maxine?
Who knows?
Hopefully.
I literally have no idea.
If she isn't,
Elton John is a good one to dress up as.
Yes, that's what I was going to go with. Elton John. Love the idea of Elton John. I think he would be it's just that iconic look.
Yeah. Kiss is a good one as well.
Kiss is good. We also got a few that come in. Someone says, because we went to Harry Styles. Someone said Harry Styles, everyone dresses up when they go to Harry Styles. They wear like their fruity outfits.
Yeah.
They're fruity
A bit flamboyant, a bit glittery.
Yes, glitters, flared pants, heart sunglasses get a run.
Yeah, I like that. I like dressing to a theme, but dressing up as Pitbull, nothing beats it. You know, they're not Pitbull-esque. They've become Dali for the evening.
Have become Dali. Another one that I really rate is the Wiggles, dressing up as the Wiggles.
Yeah, okay. I did that when I went to them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Good. Which one? You got it because this is when it comes into it. You actually have a selection. You can't just dress up when it's Pitbull. You've just got one option. But when it's the Wiggles, you have to pick your fave.
Yeah, I went as Dorothy.
Oh, grim with the full kit.
Yeah, hot, and the tail not good.
Who did you actually go as?
I don't know. One of them,
obviously.
I think Kira went as Blue Wiggle. I think I might have gone as.
They have names.
Yellow.
Oh, yeah, they have. Okay, that's fair.
I think
the
I went
Blue
as
Wiggle was original.
Anthony.
Yeah.
I think I went as Greg. I think so, yeah. Can't remember, though.
Do you reckon they're standing up there and they look out and they're like, oh, there's not many purples?
Yeah, come on. Where's Jeff?
Not many purples out there.
He pulls it off, though.
Who, the sleeping man?
I reckon he looks the best in his colour.
We're showing our age because there's been so many iterations of the Wiggles since then, so we're calling him Jeff, but he's probably like Jemima or something.
Yeah, I think the purple guy now is the guy from Justice Crew.
Oh, there you go.
And he was great. He did
also known as
Mr. Worldwide.
He did a DJ set at the start, and at first I was like, "Oh, that'd be like kind of interesting." Justice Crew doing a DJ set. Anyway, that was the best 50 minutes of my life.
Oh, was it good?
It was incredible.
Elite.
They were doing flips and stuff, and just playing like club, like just bangers. These guys were brilliant. It was genuinely. I would pay a lot of money to do it again.
We'll have to go check it out.
It was amazing.
Massive shout out to Junior Boy for not joining us today. Thanks, mate. Hopefully you're feeling better. We did try to call you and we've tried to speak to you, but no signal. So
no, have a good rest up.
I hope you're
we'll see you next week.
I hope you're enjoying your nap. Fingers crossed he is joining us this time next week. But until then, Joey Boy, this is the first time you've ever done this in your life. Prepare yourselves. Stay safe, stay blessed, and always remember to
go give your mum a hug.
It's ciao for now, but not forever.
Thank you so much for listening to yet another week of us on Radio Fremantle or 107.9.
As you heard, there's a lot of participation from the listeners. So if you want to get involved with the show next week or any week after that, make sure you listen in live and hit us up on the Instagram DMs.
Slide into them DMs.
Yes, and if you want to listen to the show with all the music as well, tune in at 107.9, 8 to 10 every Saturday.
G'day guys, hope you're enjoying the podcast.
As always.
We're about to be enjoying the podcast anyway. If you are enjoying the pod, make sure to send it to a friend. Yeah. And excitingly, there's a brand new feature.
New feature alert.
On Spotify, which is that little feedback box.
The box. We love a little box.
And on the on each of the episodes, you can plug away a bit of feedback for the show. So you can literally say basically give us some feedback specific to the show that you just listened to, the episode you just listened to. No matter what episode you're up to, ping us in that feedback, and then you can that feedback will then feature for other people who are catching up or they're listening to the episodes. They will see that as well, and most importantly, we like to see it. So if you can share it with your friends and write a few little words in the box, it would mean the absolute world to us.